Hey guys, so for today's video I'm going to be reviewing the ColorIt markers from the ColorIt brand, and these are the 50 pack, which comes in this fiber mesh case, and on the inside each marker is placed in its individual marker slot, so they are stored very easily and neatly. And this case, the 50 pack, is $99.99 on their website, and then they also have a 24 pack of markers, which is $49.99 on their website. These markers have a triangular grip, they're very light, they have a smooth plastic, and then the color-coded caps are very true to the actual color of the markers, which is nice. They have two tips, a bullet tip and a chisel tip, and I wish they had brush tips, but a lot of alcohol-based markers do not have brush tips, so it's okay. These are the color swatches, and what you're seeing on the screen is very, very similar to what they look like on paper. I corrected the tones of the video just so that they look very similar to what you're actually going to be getting. And here's the comparison of these ColorIt markers with my Le Plume and Winsor Newton markers. As you can see, some of these colors are a bit more vibrant than what I have for my Winsor Newton markers, but I think it's just because I chose some muted colors from Winsor Newton. I just want to say that the quality of the ink for these markers is fantastic. I am very pleased with it. This is the sketch that I'm going to be working on. It is a Prismacolor Color Erase sketch in rose on Bristol board, and for this drawing I had a really hard time figuring out which colors I wanted to use, just because there were very many that were very vibrant and I wanted to use a couple of them in this, and I wanted to go with this magenta and then this Caribbean blue, but in the end I went for a little bit more of a fluffy tone just because she looked kind of fluffy and I didn't want to weigh her down with these really rich, deep tones. But I have been using these markers for the past week, and I've been using most of the colors, even browns and greens, which I never do, just because they're very lovely. Also, these are going to be the supplies I'm using. These are the markers from the set that I used. I also used just one Winsor Newton Pro marker in almond, and I'm going to explain why I did in a second. Then I used Color Erase pencils in rose, Tuscan red, carmine red, and terracotta. I used a Jelly Roll pen in 08, and then I used the Copic Multiliner in 0.05, and I super much love this pen. And just to let you know, this video was sponsored by ColorIt, but they didn't tell me to say anything nice about the markers, they just asked me to give my honest opinion on what I think of them, and this is my honest opinion. Okay, so the reason that I used a Pro marker is that this set, one of the downsides is it doesn't have very good skin tones. I see four colors that can be used as skin tones. There's two browns, there's like a darker tan, and then there's this lighter cream color, and I think they might have been intended for skin tones, I'm not sure, but I just don't really like them personally. The two browns would be good if you wanted to draw somebody with darker skin, but the lighter colors are very ashy and more like a yellow-gray color. They're not very skin-like, so I didn't use those. I just used my Pro marker for the skin. And to be completely honest, I just always use the Winsor Newton skin set for all my marker drawings, so it didn't really bother me that much. It's just, I guess, if you wanted a comprehensive set of markers, it wouldn't be the best thing ever since they don't have a good skin set, which is, it's a little bit sad. Another downside to these markers is that they only have 50 colors, and you have to buy either a pack of 24 or 50. You know, generally like Winsor Newton Pro markers or Copics, they have like 250 through 350 markers that you can choose from, and you can buy sets if you'd like, but you could also buy the individual markers, and that's what I like to do. I've never actually bought a set from any other place, and so the fact that you have to actually buy a set of these markers to me is a downside, just because you might want to try out the quality of the ink and you want to see what it's like, and you don't actually want to buy the whole set. Maybe there's colors in it that you wouldn't really like, so that's a little bit of a downside. The thing is, the colors in the set are all very vibrant and quite wonderful. Generally, I don't like bright colors. I'm somebody who likes more muted tones, but since there were so many bright colors in this, I wanted to try them out, and I've been doing so these past few days, and I really, really like them. You know, when you buy a set of something, an art set, that comes with something in it that you don't want, but you have to buy it since it's in the set, and then there's that useless thing that you want to throw away, but you won't because you spent money on it, but you didn't want to buy it in the first place. Well, these markers are kind of the opposite of that. You're not going to get that with this case, because even if there's a lot of colors that you wouldn't normally use, you feel attracted to use them because they're very lovely. They're not like an ugly shade of that color. For me, I hate the color magenta. I just hate it with a passion. But in this case, there's a color called magenta, which is like a deep dark magenta, which is absolutely lovely. And when I swatched it, I was kind of freaking out because it was lovely and I was so excited to use it, and I really like it. To me, green and brown are my least favorite colors, but I've been using them since this case made them look really nice, and I've wanted to use them. They were very rich and deep and warm, and I really like that. So since you have to buy a set, you have to put either $50 or $100 into them, and that is unappealing if you don't want to make a huge purchase. But individually, the markers are about $2 each, which is a really good price for markers. Just in general, a Copic will be $7.50 right now, and a Winsor & Newton marker can be $4.50 or $5.50 online, but these are $2 each. So the price is really good and the quality is fantastic. When they dry very smoothly, and there's as few streaks as possible with bullet tip and chisel tip markers. One thing I have to say about the bullet nib of these markers is that generally bullet nibs are made of felt and it's supposed to be kind of strong and sturdy, but with these markers it got a little bit soft and squishy, like the point didn't keep its point. And that kind of annoyed me to begin with because I was thinking of what bad quality the felt is, and honestly it might be bad quality. I don't think ColorIt would have made bullet nibs so they could get all squishy on me. But the nibs getting a tiny bit squishy gave them a little bit more width when I was applying pressure with them. And I just decided to use it as a good thing because it's a little bit closer to a brush marker. And by the way, I'm not saying this for you to go buy them and then you get them and you're like, oh look, it's like a brush marker nib and then it's a bullet nib. It's like a tiny little insignificant kind of detail, which I noticed. So I don't know, the bullet nibs might be very stiff with you. I'm just saying what my markers are like. They're a little bit squishy, a tiny bit. So I'm thinking of it as a good thing. A downside to these markers is that they don't have refills, and as I said before, you have to buy a set, so it wouldn't make very much sense for them to make refills, I guess. That doesn't really bother me personally, just because I haven't bought refills for any of my markers yet. I don't use markers enough for me to need to use refills. So, I mean, maybe if I was more of a professional with markers, it would bother me a little bit more, but that's just something good to know, that if you buy them, you can't get refills for them. The blending for these markers is as good as Winsor & Newton's Pro markers, I would say. Just because they're both bullet nibs, it's a little bit harder to blend, but the colors kind of react about the same way. If you're adventurous and you wouldn't mind spending $50 or $100 on these markers, I would say go for it. Personally, like, apart from the fact that you have to buy this whole set, I really like the markers. I've been using them, as I said, for the past week, and I'll continue using them. So I'm not mad at them. I really like them. I just wanted to be honest with you about the quality of the markers and how I felt about them, just so that you know what you're spending money on. But yeah, I do like them, honestly. As you can see from this drawing, not to pat myself on the back, but it turned out really cute, and the colors were very smooth and they applied nicely. So I don't really think you could tell they were made with a bullet or a chisel nib. You know, it's not streaky, it'll apply very nicely, and I like them. Also, just to let you know, if you'd like to buy these markers and you're like, well, $100 or $50 is a bunch. Even though $100 or $50 is a lot to spend when you're buying markers, ColorIt has 10% off for your first order, so that could definitely be something you could look into. And as it is Thanksgiving and Black Friday right now, they have a 15% off your purchase, so you could actually take advantage of that and go buy them right now. I will have links to these markers listed down in the description if you would like to buy them. And also I have links to all the other art supplies I used in this video if you would be interested in seeing what I used and where you can buy them. ColorIt is mainly a producer of adult coloring books and colored pencils and gel pens, and I think their marker line is relatively new, so I'm guessing that's why they only have the 24 or 50 pack of markers and they only have 50 colors available. And so I'm guessing that maybe in the future, if the markers pick up, they will be able to add a couple more colors or sell the markers individually, or maybe add refills or brush tips. Who knows? But I'm pretty hopeful. I think there's a good chance that would happen. That would be pretty cool if they did sell these individually. I would be so on board with them. Like, I think the biggest problem for me is that you have to buy a larger set, but if they sold them individually, I would be very much an advocate of them. Also, just a couple quick life updates, I guess. I'm sorry this video is 15 minutes long, but I generally hate making really long videos. That's why my videos are generally under like 4 or 5 minutes. But I've asked on my Instagram if it was okay if this video was 15 minutes long. Since I had a lot of real-time footage, I didn't want to make this into a speed painting because that just hurt my brain when I tried to make it into a speed painting. So I asked on my Instagram if you guys would be okay with 15-minute long video, and all of you said yes, that you would be totally fine with it, which is, I'm really happy about it. My little heart hurts inside because it's so long, but if you guys like it, that's great. Let me know if you did. I mean, yeah, the main reason it was super long is since I had so much footage that I didn't really want to lose. Like, I don't know, I wanted to show you guys some more of my process. But let me know if you like that, or if you want just under 10-minute videos. Also, I got a new camera, which I'm very excited about because it's much better for filming, and my whole process is more ergonomic, and I can probably make a lot more speed drawing videos from now on, not just speed paintings. So let me know if you would like me to talk about any other art supplies that I use traditionally speaking. If you want to see more of my art, I know a lot of you follow me here on my YouTube, but I actually post a lot on my Instagram, and I also have a Tumblr and DeviantArt and all that, and all the links to all my social media will be down in the description, just because you might want to see more of my art and my regular day-to-day sketches. Also on my Instagram, I have an art giveaway up, and you can just find that post if you scroll through my pictures, and you should totally enter because I will be drawing 3 people and sending prints and love. So if you want to, you can go head over to my Instagram and, you know, enter the giveaway, because it's a free portrait of yourself, you know? If you'd like to buy this drawing, it is going to be up on my shop, as well as my other marker drawings from the previous week, which I have made with these markers. So if you're interested in them, please check out the link in my description. It will be right at the top. And also I sell prints and stuff. And just because it is Thanksgiving and Black Friday, I have a 20% off your order of $10 or more in my shop, and it ends tomorrow. Well, tomorrow's the last day you can apply the coupon. So if you'd like that, the coupon code is just Black Friday. I'll have it listed down in the description. My recommendation for these markers is 8 out of 10. 2 points down because you have to buy the set. But the quality is great, and the colors are great, so 8 out of 10. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this review was a little bit helpful, and it gave you a cheap alternative to Copics or Pro markers. It's kind of cheap if you think about it in the long run. Please leave me a like if you liked it, comment down to tell me if you bought these or any questions you have on them, and if you'd like to see more videos from me, subscribe because I put out videos every single Sunday. Thank you so much for watching. I will talk to you guys next time. Bye!